Welcome back to my channel. I'm Debbie, the Disney Nana, and today we're going to do a different type of Pin Me Up Wednesday. We have a collab that is going to help with people that are interested in Pin and Pop in the Trade Arcade event. And I am going to share how I organize my traders for Pin and Pop when I go to do my trades. So, Disney Crazy Family has kind of organize this. So there's going to be several of us. If I get a list, I will list it down below. If not, go out there and check out Pin Me Up Wednesday because they'll definitely be under the Pin Me Up Wednesday tag. So we're going to talk about organizing traders, but let's first talk about Pin and Pop. Pin and Pop is a site that's out there, pinandpop.com, and you can organize your traders online or your pins online, so you don't even have to use it as a trade event. You can actually go in and log what you have so you know what you have when you're shopping or you're out and doing stuff. You have an actual electronic log of what you own, okay? You also then can list your traders, the things that you're ready to trade, and then you can list it as a trader. They have online events that happen almost every month, if not every other month, and these events are where you can go in and you can trade with other people. And if you're not like an elite member or a VIP member, then you go in and you just trade with whatever people have on their tables. They set up tables and then you trade with them. And what is the cost for you? Well, you buy tokens and it costs $1 per token, and that's what it costs you, $1 per token. So each trade costs you 1 token, and then you send your trades in, they send the trades back. That's how you do it. You have to mail the stuff to them, they mail it back, but there's no, you don't have to pay for the mailing coming back to you. That's all covered in the trade tokens. Then you can become a VIP member, and I'm not sure the cost of that at this point in time. But when you become a VIP member, you can set up a table. So you could put your traders out on a table and people can come look at your traders and then offer trades to you, besides you just offering trades to other people. So it's a really great kind of online forum. They are really meticulous about looking at the pins when they come into them. They're really good about that. So I'm going to talk to you about how I organize my traders. I'm not going to talk to you about how I go through the event, but others in our community that are part of this Pin and Pop, including Maria at Disney Crazy Family, are going to share the actual step process of going through the Pin and Pop process. So if you're interested in that, I need you to look up their videos today. So I use these binders right here. They're Case-It binders, and I purchased these binders on Amazon. They have a strap, and they're easy to pick up and carry with me. Inside the binders, I have 2 different systems. So the first system that I have, which is by GoPin Pro, and you've probably seen these, I'm gonna pull them out, are these right here. So these boards are easy to stick your pins on. They're excellent for holding them in. I don't have any problems with them. They come set up with a divider sheet so that you can have a divider in between. So let's lift this up as much as possible. I have a divider sheet. I have my traders. Divider sheet, traders. And you can use the front and back of these. Traders, divider sheet, traders. And this particular binder that I got off of Amazon, I will tell you how many I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those GoPin Pro pin pads inside here. So that's one of the ways that I organize my traders. Now, when I organize my traders, these I've used to put all of them in with the Pin Pad Pro, the pin folios, and I had them all, but there were so many of them, and I needed more sheets that I opted to put in here larger pins that have backers and smaller pins, and I'm going to take this back out. So you have a bit, so larger pins that have backers and smaller pins that have no backers. So those all go on in my GoPin Pro portfolio. So, okay. The other one that I have set up, oh, and the nice thing about this is it does have a little side area right here, and you can keep some of your backings inside here. So that's kind of nice. Okay, the second GoPin Pro case it setup I have. Now, this is actually not GoPin Pro. This is a case it from Amazon, and then I have set this one up differently, and this is kind of new for me to set up this way, but I've set it up with sleeves. So I got coin sleeves. So this is a 9-section coin sleeve. Let's see if we can get this back over here so you can see it. Coin sleeves. And you can only put them on one side. But you can see there are coin sleeves in here. And I have quite a few extras here. Now, I have 2 different size coin sleeves in here, and I've recently found a larger coin sleeve that I'm going to try to use, which I've not used yet. So I'm finding that the coin sleeves are working, and the reason why I'm using the coin sleeves is because they have a top. If you use just regular sleeves that have like baseball card sleeves, they don't have a top, and my pins fall out, and I tried that. But these have an actual top on top of this, and you can actually put the pin inside. So you put the pin inside there, and this flap can go down. So I'm finding that the pins are staying in place. I'll take one of these sleeves out so that you can see it. And this is, I've been using this now for about a month, I would say. I set this up new like this. So it's like this. And you can see this, they go in there very nicely, this size. Now, if they're a little bit larger, they can still fit in there. These are a little bit larger, and they go a little above, and they take a little bit for me to pull these out. They're not super easy to pull out because the size is a little bit larger, but they don't fall out. And that was the biggest thing for me, is that they don't fall out. I didn't want things falling out and just being loose all around, excuse me, loose all around my binder. So let me show you another size that I recently bought, but I do not have any pins in that size yet, and that's this size right here. Okay, so let's take a larger pin. Let's see if I have a larger pin that maybe I can show an example of. Okay, so this one's a little bit larger. It would not fit, excuse me, it would not fit inside the other one, but I could put it in here, and it would fit in here. Now, the thing of it is that it will not close all the way down. But it has a top on it, so I'm hoping that this will keep it from going out. But I can tell you that the smaller ones work really well. So if you have a lot of like open edition traders, or some of the smaller, or I would say not smaller, but regular size pins, then these sleeves work really nicely for that. So I have here's a good one that shows these are open edition. Open edition. So it kind of gives you an idea. It kind of gives you an idea at least a starting point of where you might want to start. And again, these are just coin sleeves. So they're used in a 3-ring binder, coin sleeves. And I got them also off of Amazon. Okay, so those are how I organize the binders that I have. Now, I actually have binders that are GoPin Pro Folios binders set up for the pins that I actually keep in my house, and those are separate. Those are obviously not for trading, and I have them set up in binders as well. I have a whole Villains one, which I'm going to end up emptying and putting on a board because we got a brand new board, so I'm excited about that. But that's how I keep my binders, and they sit on a shelf very nicely for me. So, okay, the next thing that I have is, well, what if you have box pins? A lot of us have stuff that we've gotten from Loungefly, and they're box pins. So I have this little case right here. It's WinFan. I'll show you this right here. I got it off of Amazon. It has a thing like this. It actually had some type of pin stuff that was inside of it, and I actually removed the innards of it because I'm actually using it for putting in the boxes. And it's just like this. So any type of little travel case probably would work pretty nicely for your pins. So I keep like fig pins in here. I have, Loungefly pins in here. I have a much larger D23 pin in here. So these are traders that are inside here, but that are a little bit larger, that are boxes. And I keep those inside this case right here. So I've condensed it down to 2 binders and a case for right now. Now, some of our people in our community have so many. I'll be really interested to see if they show their organization, because it's just amazing. Now, how would I carry these around? Well, they have straps, so I've carried them around. I can tell you the one time we brought the 2 binders and the one case like this with us, and it was a lot because so much was going on. It was a lot, and at one point in time, I left one of my binders at a table. Freaked out. They were so nice to keep it. Went up and brought it to the people, and I immediately got it back. But I walked away without one of my binders when I got all excited about a pin trade. So just how will you keep that organized? You could do a rolling cart. They have suitcases. If you were going to bring several of these to an event and it's just you, I went with my husband and he carried a binder, I carried a binder, and then we had this other case, and I think he laid his binder on the table and we were all excited and we walked away without one of them. So that's kind of a thing to keeping yourself organized in an in-person kind of situation. But in reference to Pin and Pop, this is perfect. Now, I'm going to give a tip about before you trade. So before you set up, if you're going to set up a table to trade your traders, or before you're getting ready to trade online, what I always do is I go through my traders and I look to see what I have that I'm going to trade. And I make sure that I have those traders. I basically do a mental checklist of each one of them that I'm putting on my table to make sure that I have that trader. And that is through experience, because I had what was listed as a trader in my Pin and Pop, but it's because, and I didn't have it back. It's because it was one that had been canceled, and I would have it, but I didn't have it in my possession. And you want to have those pins in your possession. So make sure you double check before that event to make sure that you actually have those pins in hand. That's really all I've got. It's just how I organize for the Pin and Pop trade event. I'm hoping that this was kind of helpful for somebody just to see kind of what I do. I'm excited to see what others do, because organization is always a key thing, and trying to stay organized, especially with so many pins that you may have coming in, and whether it's for a trade event or whether it's for just having your pins to store them. You know, I think we probably as a community need to, all of us, share how we store and display our pins that we're keeping, because they pile up. They pile up around. So I found one the other day and had to post it on Instagram because it had been so long. Just one of those things. So that's really all I got for you. Make sure that you check out the other videos. If you have questions about organizing or the stuff that I've used to organize, definitely reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Instagram or put a comment down below and I'll respond to you. It's definitely a fun event, the Pin and Pop event. Like I said, they happen once a month, once every other month they happen, and they're definitely worth doing. They're definitely worth doing. I average, I would say, around 12 to 15 trades, but I'm like a lower end trader. Some people, they trade 50 pins in an event. They just trade constantly, and it's awesome. It's awesome. So I take my time, and I usually end up with about, like I said, about 12 to 15 pins. I think last time I ended up with 15 pins in my trade that I traded for, but worth trades, you know, worthwhile. So I was really excited about it. Okay, that's it. Leave comments below, leave questions below, and I'll get back to you. That's all I've got for you today. I hope you find magic in your day. Happy Pin Me Up Wednesday, and I'll see you in the next video.